How do I compare version numbers in Python? I am walking a directory that contains eggs to add those eggs to the sys.path. If there are two versions of the same egg in the directory, I want to add only the latest one. I have a regular expression or $p, egg name, \w plus, $p, egg version, \d dot plus dot eggs to extract the name and version from the file name. The problem is comparing the version number, which is a string like 2.3.1. Since I'm comparing strings, 2 sorts above 10, but that's not correct for versions. I could do some splitting, parsing, casting to int, etc., and I would eventually get a workaround. But this is Python, not Java. Is there an elegant way to compare version strings?
Use packaging.version.parse. Packaging.version.parse is a third-party utility but is used by setup tools, so you probably already have it installed, and is conformant to the current PEP 440. It will return a packaging.version.version if the version is compliant and a packaging.version.legacy version if not. The latter will always sort before valid versions. Note, packaging has recently been vendored into setup tools. An ancient and now deprecated method you might encounter is disdoodles.version. It's undocumented and conforms only to the superseded PEP 386. As you can see, it sees valid PEP 440 versions as not strict and therefore doesn't match modern Python's notion of what a valid version is. As disdoodles.version is undocumented, here are the relevant docstrings.
The packaging library contains utilities for working with versions and other packaging-related functionality. This implements PEP 0440, version identification, and is also able to parse versions that don't follow the PEP. It is used by pip, and other common Python tools to provide version parsing and comparison. This was split off from the original code in setup tools and pkg_resources to provide a more lightweight and faster package. Before the packaging library existed, this functionality was, and can still be, found in pkg_resources, a package provided by setup tools. However, this is no longer preferred as setup tools is no longer guaranteed to be installed. Other packaging tools exist, and pkg_resources ironically uses quite a lot of resources when imported. However, all the docs and discussion are still relevant. From the parse_version docs. Parsed a project's version string is defined by PEP 440. The returned value will be an object that represents the version. These objects may be compared to each other and sorted. The sorting algorithm is as defined by PEP 440 with the addition that any version which is not a valid PEP 440 version will be considered less than any valid PEP 440 version, and the invalid versions will continue sorting using the original algorithm. The original algorithm referenced was defined in older versions of the docs, before PEP 440 existed. Semantically, the format is a rough cross between disdoodle strict version and loose version classes. If you give it versions that would work with strict version, then they will compare the same way. Otherwise, comparisons are more like a smarter form of loose version. It is possible to create pathological version coding schemes that will fool this parser, but they should be very rare in practice. The documentation provides some examples. If you want to be certain that your chosen numbering scheme works the way you think it will, You can use the pkg_resources.parse_version function to compare different version numbers.
What's wrong with transforming the version string into a tuple and going from there? Seems elegant enough for me. Kindle's solution is a quick example of how good the code would look.
If you want to see more, just search your subscribe.